separate into lines. Front lines here, back lines there. Yours for me. Ready?
All right, thank you very much. As we just lost the cheerleaders just as we came to the interview. All right, I'm here with the coach of the varsity team from Cherry Hill West, Mr. Don Murray. Mr. Murray, let's get right to the point here. What do you think it's going to take for West to beat the strong East team?
No, we're going to have to do quite a few things right tonight. First of all, I think we're going to have to handle their full court press. That's been bothering a lot of teams this year. Once we beat the press, we have to come down and play good, solid offense against their defense. We have to cut down on our turnovers. That's going to be the big part of our game plan tonight, is try to control maybe the tempo of the game. Don't make too many dumb, stupid mistakes. Control the tempo, especially at a half-court tempo of the game. And if we can do those two things, I think that we'll be in pretty good shape. Also, our shot selection has to be important for us tonight. We can't take ridiculous shots. We have to take our shots that our kids are capable of hitting. We talked about that prior to the game. We must take the shots that we're capable of shooting. I will never power anyone or tell anyone not to shoot the ball if it's their shot. If they start shooting the ball at ridiculous angles and too far away, that will upset me a little bit. But if we can control those 3 or 4 aspects of the game, I think that we could be it could be a very interesting ball game.
All right, let me discuss something with you that I also discussed with the coach for Cherry Hill East about some of the new rules. One of the new rules is that there's only one jump ball, and that would be at the beginning of the game, and then it goes back and forth every time the ball is tied up. What do you feel about this rule? Do you feel it takes anything away from the game?
Well, over the years, that could have an effect on some teams. For the smaller ball clubs, that could be very helpful for them because they know they may not get all 4 taps to start the quarter. I can recall back quite a few years ago where we played in the South Jersey final against Atlantic City, and we played against a good Atlantic City ball club. We lost in overtime, but we did not get 1 tap. And the game went in overtime, and we lost all 5 taps. You're talking about 20-point difference, 10 points they could have scored, and 10 points that we didn't score. For the bigger ball clubs like the Camdens, the East, that could be a problem for them because they could control the tap of every quarter, whereas we are not so big here at West. That could also help us as far as getting the ball at the start of a quarter.
You don't think it takes some of the edge or the excitement out of your players to play hard, aggressive defense because they're only going to get the ball half of the time?
No, there was a lot of misconceptions about the jump ball anyway. The accuracy of the toss, the availability of the official to get the ball high enough, or he threw it too high. So there's always been a controversy in, the ball wasn't thrown very well. This also is going to pick the game up, the tempo of the game up. It's going to allow the players to play a little more. And I know for us this year, it's probably going to help us more than it's going to hurt us.
All right, the other rule, of course, is I don't know if they've coined it the seatbelt rule, but the rule that disallows coaches from getting out of their seats. I know I've seen some games in which other coaches would bring a player onto the bench for a matter of 30 seconds just for the purpose of talking to them because they couldn't do it at the edge of the court, such as right out here. How does that affect your game so far this season?
Yeah, there's been times in the season where I would want to call a player over, and I can't get off the bench, and maybe he can't hear me very well, or I want to change a defense or an offense. That does affect me in some way. Personally, I don't like the rule. It's taken away some of our teaching aspects of the game where we have to be quiet, we have to sit down, and we can only get up at certain times. For the player to run all the way over, that causes a problem, especially at like tonight's game. It's going to be very noisy here tonight. The players got to run all the way over, almost come out of bounds to hear the coaches talk. Us not being able to get up and maybe run down a little bit or walk down the court to help him hear what we're saying, that could hurt us in a way. I really don't like the rule. I hope they change it for next year.
Let me understand a little bit of the interpretation of that rule. You're not allowed to get off of the bench for any reason, not to even to yell at a player as long as you're not interfering with the referees?
Oh, it's how the officials read why you're off the bench. If you're up cheering a good play, then the official is not going to mind. If you're beckoning onto the court because of an injury, then the official will allow you on. But you're not supposed to do any coaching. No coaching aspect from the standing position. And this takes away from the availability of the coaching staff. Again, I really don't like the rule. I hope that the NJSIAA is going to do something about it. Maybe they should enforce the rule from last year a little stronger instead of making us sit down all the time. It hurts like in a game like tonight. It's going to hurt because of the noise, and it's going to affect probably some of the players.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck this evening.
Okay, thank you, Noam.
All right, thank you, Noam.
Let's go back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Noam, for that. 3-1. Their only loss to South Philadelphia High. And then Cherry Hill Tournament. East 3 victories have come over Willingboro, Burlington City, and Gloucester Tech. And they have a record 3 players over 1,000 points. That's only the second time in state history that it had ever occurred. The 3 players are Frank Williams, who's going to attend George Washington University next year, Nick, and Tom Katsikas. Tom has already signed a letter of intent to Temple University, while Nick is going to decide where he's going to attend college after the season ends. Also starting for East will be Mark Levy. He's a 6'7" senior who's going to go to an American University next year. And the other player will be Steve Prano. He's the off guard. He plays good defense and he grabs a lot of loose balls.
All right, here we are up in the booth. Myself, Michael Arrington, along with Drew Molaski, and from East we have Rick Manetti and Tom Moncasey. And you just saw Noah Mulone talking to head coach Don Murray for Cherry Hill West, and Don Murray was stressing some defense, which leads to offense here in the high school level of basketball. Drew, what do you think West will have to do to win this game tonight?
Well, I think it's very obvious what West is going to need to do to stay in this ballgame. They have to slow the game down, keep the tempo very slow. They have to work for a good shot, and in Coach Murray's own words, they have to make that shot. It's going to be very difficult to get rebounds. East has a very definitive size advantage. West at one forward will be starting Dave York, who played point guard last year and is still becoming accustomed to that position. He's got the lowest points per game of the 5 starters, and is going to have his hands full with one of the Katsikas brothers, whichever it happens to be. Al Brumball on the other side is West's big gun. He's really going to have to play the outstanding of outstanding games tonight. To play well is just not going to do it. He's going to have to score, he's going to have to rebound, he's just going to have to do it all tonight. Harvey Gayer, of these 3, may have the easiest assignment in that he is the tallest, and going against center Mark Levy, he could work Levy. Both tend to play most of the game, and by the end of the game, if it's a physical battle in the center, that could be a place where West might be able to score some points. Coach Murray told me that he may be putting guard Riley on Williams man-to-man, and that it's his best defensive ball player, in hopes to shut down Williams. Williams is another 1,000-point scorer, and very recently broke the scoring record at East, with his 1,156 point. This old record was held by Kurt Barbara in the 1978 season, and Williams broke that very early in this season, a pretty impressive stat. So he's got to be curtailed. The 5th starter for East has not been the same starter in all of East's games. We'll probably see Prano tonight, and he is not as dominant a force. I guess it's hard to compare him to the likes of the Katsikas brothers and Frank Williams, but again, if the guard opposite him for West, Spell, can take advantage of that and score some points, that again is another place where West can make it up. But overall, they've got to slow the game down. They've got to keep the tempo to their advantage and play their game. They can't be taken out of their game by the running style that East likes to play.
Does Brumbaugh have the ability to outdo the Katsikas brothers with the help of his team behind him, do you think?
Like I said, it's a task that I wouldn't want to be faced with, that I'm sure Allen was not looking forward to. You never know. There's a factor that needs to be discussed in an East-West match that often isn't, and that's pride and heart. And when you're on the floor against East, something takes over that can't be measured on paper. And if Allen can harness this, perhaps that can possess him to go past the Katsikas brothers and score some big points.
What about being at home for West? Can the crowd help them?
It definitely. Although you can see, if you look around the gym, that the stands are pretty full on both sides. It is your home court, and you are in your arena, and it will pay off. It will pay off.
Good luck to both teams. It's one of the biggest rivalries known in high school level, certainly in New Jersey. And I hope you enjoyed the girls' game if you saw it. East did win that game by a convincing margin. However, West did win the girls' junior varsity game. We thought we'd mention that. And we're looking forward to an excellent game, which should start any moment now. And we'll turn you back over to Noah Malone.
The PA announcer is beginning this game, and we're getting ready. The starters for East here, Nick Katsikas, number 52.
Did you guys cover the arm patches that are on their uniform?
22,
No, we didn't get
that's
to that.
Tom
No, go
Katsikas.
ahead.
That's Mark Levy in the middle. Steve Prano, as I said, is the fifth player, the second guard, and East point guard Frank Williams, an excellent ball handler. We're getting ready here for the West introductions, the 5 starters. West crowd seems to be very enthusiastic here. West is continuously an underdog. This is forward Dave York. That's Riley. Harvey Gayer will play the center opposite Levy. Alan Brumball, West's key player. Brian Spell there in the backcourt, and the rest of the West team. As we rise here for the national anthem.
All right, as we get ready for what's going to be a very exciting ball game here this evening. Cherry Hill East versus Cherry Hill West varsity ball, varsity boys basketball here on Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station. As both teams get ready to get on the court, Rick or Tom, are we going to explain the patches on their shoulders?
Go ahead, Noam.
All right, what happened was one of the friends of many of the ball players on the team, Tom Hinkle, was shot, and he's critically ill. They don't think he's going to live. And so those patches are in his honor or in prayers for him.
He went to Eustis and played baseball rather, with the players who were wearing the patches, and the ones who played with him are wearing the patches, the ones who know him well.
Okay, as we get ready to start here, we'll turn it over to Noam Malone with the play-by-play for the first quarter.
All right, thank you very much, Drew. Jumping center this evening in what will be the only jump, as we have covered very well and telling you about the new rule in which there is only one jump in a ball game. Nick Katsikas against Alan Brumball. Cherry Hill East taps it in, but West comes up with the tap. That's number 10, Riley, bringing the ball up court. This is going to be a very loud one. I don't hear anybody. Loud crowd. That's Dave York in the corner. They're playing a 3-guard offense as West. Spell at the top. Spell tries to dribble, goes off left. Down to number 10, that's Riley. Back up to the top, that's York. Brumbaugh will put it up, misses, rebound. East comes up with it, that's Nick Katsikis to Tom, who brings it past the half-court line. Tom down to the left side, cross-court to his brother Nick. Back to Tom, who will go up with it and puts it in for 2. Katsikis, with his first 2 points of the game, just broke 1,000 a couple games ago, and 3 East players do have 1,000. Do have 1,000 career points, that is. Dave York brings it up, who runs the offense this particular play, goes right to Spell, stops, doesn't have anything, throws off to Riley. West works the ball, Riley off to York, off a pick from number 52. He puts it up and in, that's Alan Brumbaugh, number 52, with his first 2 points of the game. Very nice jump shot from him. Little bit of a pressure from West. East gets the ball down in the left corner. Katsikis to Williams, into Mark Levy, who puts it up and in for 2 points. Levy's very strong on the inside, and unless they box him out, he'll not only dominate the boards, but he'll score on them.
Yeah, but Levy's got to make sure he doesn't get into foul trouble, as he did in the Willingboro game.
Good point, good point. York into Brumbaugh.
We see that Crano has opened up on Riley, something that the West coach was not expecting.
Spell with a shot, Levy with a rebound. Williams up court to Tom Katsikis, doesn't have the shot, passes it back to Frank. Great shot. Tom was going out of bounds. He passes the ball back to Frank Williams, who is still in bounds, puts up the shot, and is fouled.
Great extra effort there by Katsikis.
Does anybody have the foul?
That was Harvey Gayer with that foul.
Williams on the line for 2. Misses the first. Not characteristic of Frank Williams, who is a good foul shooter.
He's also one of the best point guards in South Jersey, and without him, East would definitely not be the same team.
Misses 2 free throws, however. Brumbaugh with a rebound.
East has opened up in a man-to-man defense.
Riley gets into the middle, passes off to Spell, who will shoot the ball. Does, and it's perfect. And you hear the crowd's roar of approval on that play. They like that one. Spell with his first basket. Tom Katsikis up the court, goes to his brother on the other side. Those two see each other everywhere. Nick misses the shot.
That's a foul. He was fouled by Brumbaugh there. That'll be his first. He's got to be very careful. West can't afford to have him in foul trouble.
1 each for Brumbaugh and Gayer. That'll put Nick Katsikis on the line. You'll excuse me if I confuse them once or twice this evening. They are identical twins. Nick is number 52 and is on the line right now. A very nice shot by both of the Katsikis brothers. You'll notice as the night goes on, as Nick makes his first shot, they'll see each other very well. And they've played with each other for so many years throughout their high school and junior high careers, and before that when they were kids, that they know where each other are without even looking sometimes. And he puts in 2. 6-4, Cherry Hill East in the lead. 5:40 left in the first quarter. We're live here on Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station.
Interestingly enough here, York has opened at point guard, so he's got Spell playing forward. An interesting switch from Coach Murray.
Actually, Riley had opened at that position at the beginning. Williams with the ball for East, off to Nick. Nick, fake, puts it up, misses, rebound Levy, tapped in by Levy. Levy just goes up and taps it in. A stat which we might point out is that Riley, in his first 3 games, and he is controlling the offense for this particular play, in his first 3 games only has 1 turnover. A phenomenal stat.
East is trying to trap him here and put the pressure on him.
Spell in the lane, passes off. Riley outside, thinks about it, decides not to. Spell with it. Little hand in there by Tom as he passes it off.
West is playing very patiently here, something they need to do.
Need to control the pace. Brumbaugh with the jumper. Missed it, almost comes up with his own rebound. Gayer taps it, but no, that's number 20 for Cherry Hill East who gets it. Williams brings it up court, will take it all the way himself, puts it up and misses. Harvey Gayer with the rebound. Riley working the offense for East, passes it off for West, excuse me. Gayer at the top, puts it up, perfect for Gayer. 8-6, West being very patient on offense, working it around, getting their shot, putting it in. 8-6 East, who's bringing the ball up with a little bit of pressure from West, just a little pressure, 3 men up.
Those
It's in
were
the
Gayer's
corner.
first points there from a place that he's not expected to do much scoring, so everything helps.
Number 20 with a shot in the corner.
It's going to be interesting to see how much number 20, Steve Prano, shoots the ball. He's the 5th starter for East, and he usually does not shoot the ball very often, but they can always use his offense.
Shot from the corner for number 13 from Cherry Hill West. A foul called on the play. Pushing foul.
It was on number 53, Harvey Gayer.
His first, and he's got to be careful of foul trouble this evening. Second on Harvey, Drew points out to me. Got to be careful of that this evening. Nick Katsikas from the corner, jumper missed. Levy did not get the rebound, tried for it, but West comes up with it. That Spell with the ball.
Nick likes to take that shot, and he'll take it all day. That's really his shot there from the corner.
Brumbaugh all the way across and in to tie it up at 8. 3:27 left in this exciting first and opening quarter. East having a little trouble bringing it up, now gets it up to Tom. Tom Katsikas. Tom loves that shot, puts it up perfect. Tom and Nick each take that position on the opposite sides of the court. They'll each take it all day long, and they have beautifully crisp shots. 10-8 East.
West slowing the game down here. They don't want to that many points scored because they don't know how long they can keep trading baskets here.
I heard a whistle, but play continues, so I don't know. Tom Katsikas with a reverse layup on the breakaway. West is going to have to get back if they don't come up with that rebound.
East not only has great size, but they have great speed, and they love to run.
West gets it inside. They call traveling on Spell. Number 10 coming in for East.
Ron Rambler, number 10, coming in for Steve Prano. Rambler played an important part in the victory over Willingboro.
Interesting on that call, it didn't look like Spell had the ball long enough to travel, but that's not our call up here. That's theirs on the floor.
Also coming in is number 24, Eric Ward, and for Mark Levy. East is going with a smaller lineup. This lineup helped them defeat Willingboro, and they were down by 12 points as late as 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Rambler, Tom inside, a lot of pressure from Harvey. He goes around it. Tom puts it up and in. Harvey just wasn't quick enough to stay with him.
Katsikas is on fire with 8 first quarter points here.
Spell to Brumbaugh. There's
East speed on the court is really showing here.
Ward ahead of everyone else. A block, but there was a foul called before the shot. Wait till the crowd who's cheering about that finds out the foul was before the shot.
That block, although it wasn't necessary, really sends a message. It was after the whistle, but it shows that West really isn't going to stand still and watch this game go by them.
Number 42, Mike Krumanacher coming in for Harvey Gayer as he receives his third foul with 2:09 in the first quarter. 3 fouls. Could pose some problems for West. Williams decides to throw the ball in as Rambler didn't want.
That's going to be a very big problem. He only gets 5. On the 5th one, he can sit down for the rest of the game.
Nick and Tom on the same side right now with the smaller offense. Tom puts it up perfect. That's 10 for Tom, I believe. Phenomenal shot he's got from out over there. York brings the ball up court for West. York drives, throws it off to Spell. Spell stops, fakes, throws it back up to the top. They decide to try again. They're not rushing anything, but the pass almost stolen by East, but Brumbaugh comes up with it. Somebody in the crowd has a whistle, and it is throwing me off. I keep hearing whistles.
The defensive play there by 34, Ward. Ward is only a sophomore, and he's seeing, since the beginning of the season, he's been seeing more and more action each game because he plays really aggressive defense, and he always gets in there for the offensive and defensive rebounds.
West inbounds to Spell. Royster to York from the corner with a shot. York puts it up and misses. Williams to Tom Katsikas on the alley-oop, puts it up. Beautiful play. One dribble, a pass, and a basket. Spell. Defense is going to have to get back quicker than that.
Tom is perfect from the floor as far. He's got 12 points.
There's Spell with one. Misses it from the corner. Again, same problem as with the girls team. They're not going to be able to keep shooting from outside and win this game. They're going to have to go in. Williams off to Katsikas, who puts it up and in. That's Nick Katsikas with the basket. West once again. Williams is going to give Spell some problems here this evening. York goes up to Krummenacher, who had the pick. Brumball gets the shot, gets the rebound, puts up another one, misses. Now Tom Katsikas with a rebound, throws ahead to brother Nick. Here we go. Thought he was going to jam it. Nick Katsikas with a layup. Katsikas well ahead of the crowd.
West needs a timeout here. They need to stop and get back in this game. They're losing control, falling back now 14 points, and they need to settle down, start passing the ball, moving it quickly, and get back in this game.
But East, with their shorter lineup, gives them added quickness, and they're way ahead of West in the quickness area right now. West has to get their act together.
Brumbaugh to Spell, back door, perfect reverse layup by Spell.
That's the quick passing they need to make to get back in this game to score some points.
West comes up with it, Brumbaugh. York trying to bring it up against Ramler. Has a little bit of problems doing that. Spell in the corner, puts it up, misses. Rebound, Brumbaugh all alone. Brumbaugh all by himself over there, puts it up. Somebody's called a timeout.
Now the quarter's
End of the
over.
first quarter.
I got so into the quarter, didn't even realize it was over. As the first quarter ends, 22-12, Cherry Hill East in the lead. For the second quarter play-by-play, we got Rick Minetti.
In that first quarter, we saw how hot the Katsikases can be from both outside and on the break.
Did either of them miss a shot?
Excuse me?
Did either of the Katsikases even miss a shot?
Nick missed one
Nick
jumper.
is 2 for 3, and Tom is perfect from the floor. Tom has got to be stopped. He's put in 12 points so far, which is more than half of East's points right now. And he's got to be fronted. He's got to be kept from getting the ball.
Coach Murray mentioned to me that he might try a triangle and 2 or box and 1. Perhaps maybe this is the time for the box and 1, which means the zone for 4 players, but 1 player playing Tom specifically, for those of you who don't know. Maybe this is the time for that as you see a shot of Coach Murray coaching his team.
Frank Williams has been held scoreless, however, in the first quarter. And this could play a factor. If he continues to not score, this could serve as an advantage. It also is testimony for the job that I believe it's York playing him that he is doing on Williams.
York, incidentally, is not playing with 100% knee. He missed the end of last season with knee problems, but it is a problem that won't get any better than it is, but indeed his knee isn't 100%. And York, I remember when he used to have a perfect shot from the outside, a very beautiful shot, much like Tom Katsikas. You have to see it this season, but I am confident that maybe we'll get to see that again yet this season. East inbounds the ball to begin the second quarter, Rick Minetti.
Rambler with the ball. Off to Nick Katsikas. Rambler's a senior, seeing more and more varsity action each game. As Nick misses from the outside, rather, and the rebound.
That was Tom's first miss of the evening.
Brumbaugh from the outside, misses.
Good. Eric Ward with the rebound. He brings it up court. Off to Frank Williams. Sets up the offense.
How many points does Brumbaugh have this evening?
Brumbaugh had 6 in that first quarter.
He's a 57% shooter from the field, but I don't think he's been shooting that quite this evening. He's missed a couple from the outside, but he is playing strong. He is moving around underneath, which is always a positive factor. Williams hits one from the line, perfect. Williams missed 2 free throws in the first quarter, not characteristic of him at all. As you see, his beautiful foul shot just there, and he has another one coming to him. And there it is, 2 for 2.
That's good.
Mr. Williams' first points tonight.
East is now going to the full court trap with this speedy lineup, and it makes it that much more effective.
East trapping, gets the ball to Brumbaugh. They're going to call a foul.
Fouls on 22, Tom Katsikas. That's his first foul of the night. And only the second team foul.
It must seem like a relief to East to be playing a smaller team. Their last 2 games against Southern and Willingboro, they were playing teams much the same height or bigger than they, something that I'm sure that they had some problems with.
Nice jumper there by Spell, number 11 from West. If he gets hot, East could be in trouble. Rambler bring the ball up. Nick Nick Katsikas squares up and hits the jumper. Nothing but net there.
He could have that shot all day. I think West will be perfectly willing to give him that shot, but he's shown that he's not afraid to take it and that he can make it.
Poet you are.
Both Katsikas love to pop from the outside. Rambler's seeing a lot of time in this first quarter tonight. It's something new for him. Nice pass to Eric Ward back door.
Levy's spending an unproportionate to his pass. Kurumanak all by himself underneath. Levy seems to be spending more time than he normally does on the bench this quarter. Any reasons that you might think for that, Rick?
Coach Valori might want more speed into the lineup, which he gets when he puts Rambler and Ward into the game. Stripped of the ball. Spell comes up with it. Passes off to 42. That's shot from the outside. Rambler with the rebound. Lead pass to Ward. And he hits the layup on the run.
And if you saw that play, you saw Nick Katsikas right behind it, all ready to put it in if the shot should have been missed. Here comes Levy back in, along with number 20 for Cherry Hill East.
That's Steve Prado.
Again, West down by 14 now, climbed to within 10 when they had slowed the game down. Again, they started letting East run and have fallen further behind now.
With Prado and Levy coming in, Frank Williams and Eric Ward went out, so Rambler stays in at point guard. Spell with the ball, shoots, and it's good.
Spell, that's 2 in a row for Spell. 3 in a row, says Drew.
Levy goes up, strong, no good. Ball bouncing around. Prado comes down with the rebound.
Smallest guy on the court.
Off to Nick, and it's good. Nick has 10 points in this first half. East with the full court press. Brumbaugh beats it up to Spell. No good. Levy with the rebound. Off to Nick Katsikas. He's looking for Tom.
Passes behind.
Excellent defensive play by Royster. Excellent.
Royster comes back up court, trying to slow the tempo down a little bit, trying to set up a play. East is still playing a man-to-man defense.
Great pass.
Brumbaugh is rejected by Nick Katsikas. Prado from the outside. It's good. That's got to be great for Prado's confidence. He hasn't scored many points so far early in the season.
Well, if he continues to shoot that way from the outside, they're going to have a field day with this one because they have no problem getting inside with all the big men they have. Brumbaugh
inside,
puts it up.
And it's good.
Excellent move by Alan Brumbaugh. Drew one of the Katsikas up in the air and moved around the other one. Excellent drive by Alan.
That Levy-Brumbaugh matchup will be an interesting one. Levy has the height, but Brumbaugh definitely has the quickness on that one.
No good from the outside. And that's York with the rebound, and he's going to bring the ball up.
Al Brumbaugh, to the best of my knowledge, is perfect
Off
from
the
the
spell.
floor tonight also.
York's going up against Ron Rambler from East. Brumbaugh. Out to Royster. Trying to set up a play. Backs it on Prano. And an offensive foul.
Very questionable call there.
Yeah,
Perhaps we can get a replay of that. See if the Eastman feet were set. They have to be set in order for it to be a charging call.
Prano worked hard to make sure he could get in position to accept that charge.
A questionable call, but you won't see Coach Murray off the bench if he wants to stay around. Then he wasn't.
Frank Williams is checked back into the game. Ron Rambler is out. There's Nick Katsikas, and it's good.
Somebody's got to stick a hand in his face, or he's just going to keep taking that. 36-20 East.
Yeah, but when they come out to play, I'm sure he'll try to drive to the hoop. Royster with the ball. Over the timeline and throws it away.
Very upset with himself on that one. There you see Valori off the bench in the bottom of your screen, yelling at his players and not at the referees, which is why he is getting away with that, even though it is against the rules.
Williams to the corner to Prado, who shoots again and misses this time. Rebound by York.
York to Royster all alone.
With 3:08 left in the first half, the score is East 36, West 22.
Those are Royster's first points tonight, but he's contributed a lot to West defense.
Cross court to Nick Katsikas, up, and no good. Prano with the rebound and miss. Loose ball. Nick Katsikas with another rebound.
Save
Ball's
that one
loose
for
on the floor. And West ball.
Save that play for the highlight film, bobbling it around there in the
A lot
corner.
of bodies flying. Something had to be called. I guess he didn't know what to call, so nothing was.
Everybody was pretty much doing the same thing, so we couldn't just call it on one person. Ball to Spell. And he's rejected by Nick Katsikas, puts it back up, and no good. Frank Williams comes down with the ball on the break. Dishes to Prano, pump fakes, goes up, and he's fouled. Foul beyond number... Can't quite get who the foul was on, but in any event, Prano will go to the line. And it's good.
I think that foul was on Krummenacher.
This is quite a difference from Prano's foul shooting in the last game where he shot an air ball. And he misses the second. And the foul, no foul, traveling on Spell. That's his second travel tonight. The West fans aren't very happy with that call.
Doesn't seem that West is getting the breaks here, but as I said earlier in the girls' game, when things are going well for you, when you're playing well, the good teams get the good breaks.
Prano in the corner, off to Williams. Inside to Levy, nice pass. Nice shot by Levy.
Those are his first points of the second quarter as we wind down to about 2 minutes.
And West takes a timeout that they badly need. They're trailing 39-22 with 2:09 left in the first half.
Well, I might comment on Levy for a second. He's definitely the unsung hero on this team. With all the big guys like Katsikas, the two Katsikas brothers, and Frank Williams, all tremendous players, not to take anything away from Levy, of course, but they get all the press, if I guess I could say, and Levy certainly puts in a lot of work underneath, banging up there to get the boards, to send it back out there for another shot. You want to touch on that, Rick?
Yeah, and without Levy under there to bang on the boards and box people out, the Katsikases would have to go underneath a lot more and wouldn't be able to take those 15-foot jump shots that they excel at.
Definitely. Levy has averaged about 9 points per game last season and the same amount of rebounds. So it's easy to see how valuable he is to this team. Levy has also had 33 points so far this season, but more importantly, had a game-high 15 rebounds in East's second game this season against Burlington City. That was his high game as far as rebounds go.
Levy plans to attend American University to play basketball next year. Right now, we're waiting for the West team to come back onto the floor. Apparently, they have a little more to discuss.
While we have this time, I think it's important to point out that East is only the second team in New Jersey State basketball history to have 3 1,000-point scorers. Those being Nick and Tom Katsikas and Frank Williams.
Tom just achieving that the other night.
Yeah, it was East's third game of the season against Willingboro that Tom did that, and they did get a brief write-up in the USA Today, a national newspaper, because of that.
And there's a foul on the full court press. The foul will be on 22 Tom Katsikas. That's his second foul.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to pick up fouls in the backcourt like that. He needs what he can to play defense up near the basket.
Royster to York. East is trying to trap here. It's Royster into the corner to Spell. Back to Royster.
Krummenacher back to York. Royster running the play with this three-guard offense. Got three different guards running the play every time up the court. Somebody different runs it.
While we were away, Eric Ward checked into the game for Steve Prano. Number 34, Eric Ward, the sophomore.
Royster's got to be a little more confident there. He was looking around, not paying attention to his dribble, and he bounced it off his leg.
Ward at the baseline, no good. Rebound by Brumbaugh. Starts up court. Spell, no good, rejected. Levy with the rebound and throws it away.
Nick Katsikas, with these three guys on the court, Nick and Tom and Mark Levy in the middle, you just got to watch every layup. There's always another guy to back up the first, and it's just something to think about when you're throwing up those layups. And
that was Nick's second block this game, and he had one with about 8 seconds left against Willingboro to seal the victory. Royster goes in for the jumper, and it's good, and he's fouled. Fouled by Levy. That's Levy's first foul.
Royster there kind of making up for that dribble he lost a few minutes ago. Very nice drive there. Good shot over Levy and drew the foul.
I don't know if we can catch it on the screen, but you'll see York talking with Coach Murray on the bench down by the side because Murray's not allowed to get up, and that's the only way they can communicate as Royster takes his first free throw.
He gets his own rebound after he misses going for the three-point play. To Spell on the baseline, thinks about it.
Very important rebound there for West.
Off Tom's foot.
West is down by 15, and they need to get a little closer here before halftime. There's a minute left in the half. Rambler checks in for Levy. So East is going with a slightly smaller lineup now.
If West can pull a couple of baskets here, pull maybe within 10 or 12, it would be a real up and really a good way to start the second half.
East is really trapping aggressively here. And there's a travel call on number 42.
Mike Krummenacher, he didn't like that call, but he did drag his foot when he was looking around for somebody to pass to.
It shows you the aggressive East defense. Rambler brings it up court, off to Williams, and he's rejected by Brumbaugh, but he gets the ball back. Right now, Frank is playing the shooting guard while Rambler's playing point guard. Ward inside, dishes off to Nick Katsikas, and it's good.
That was Allen. He wasn't home and paid for it.
Ward had a nice pump fake on that to draw the defense. York being harassed by three East players. Brumbaugh to Spell.
Somebody's got to be open with 3-on-1.
Royster with some nice ball handling. Off to Spell. No good. Rebound Brumbaugh underneath. He goes up, and he's fouled.
Very impressive rebound there by Al Brumbaugh. Between two East players, came down with that and drew the foul. Only 6 seconds left in the half here. West can get these 2 points. They'll pull within 15.
Every time that Levy's out of the game, West should be looking exclusively to Brumbaugh to try to draw fouls on the Katsikas brothers.
Brumbaugh misses a free throw. He's a 70% free throw shooter prior to this game before he missed that one.
And he misses a pair. Spell with the rebound, no good.
Brumbaugh has a 2, 1, and time goes out.
That's it. So at the end of the first half here at West Gymnasium, the score is Cherry Hill East 41, Cherry Hill West 24 in boys basketball. Now on analysis on the first half.
Analysis on the first half. Cherry Hill West is a smaller team, and they're going to have to take it inside, or the outside shots are going to have to fall. We're going to have a word with Coach Murray, if not within the next couple minutes when the teams do come back on the court to warm up, and I'm sure he'll elaborate on the fact that West was not able to get inside. Drew?
Yeah, very important. Tom Katsikas came out on fire, scoring 12 points in the first quarter, but did not score in that second quarter. Now, whether that was because he was tired or whether the defense shaped up is a question that we're not able to answer. But he only took one shot in that second quarter, and he did pick up a foul. So whatever West did to adjust to that, they've got to keep doing in the second half and hopefully climb back in this game.
Yeah, but while Tom wasn't scoring, Nick poured in 14 points in this first half, most of them coming in the second quarter there.
Yeah, it's tough when you've got two guys like that can pick up the slack for each other. It's impossible to play the kind of defense you need to play on both of those guys on the court at the same time. So one picks up to the other one, causing a real problem.
Here with halftime analysis now is our halftime man, Michael Aaron. Michael?
Thank you, Noam. And what we saw in the first half is much like the girls' game. East was able to get on top rather easily. They lead right now 41 to 24. The main keys, they've been able to get inside. The Kasikas brothers have been wreaking havoc on the boards, and they've been able to score a great many points thus far in the first half, aiding the East cause. West has been playing some good defense, but when they've been on the offense, one man from East has been frequently able to pop out early, and they've been able to do length of the floor passes, which has aided them many times. And West was able to do this a couple of times, but East has been hurting them very badly in that particular play. Rick, did you notice that they were popping out on defense there a little early to get those baskets?
Yeah, when their man took the jump shot, they were so confident they could get the rebound, their team that is, that they went down court to look for that fast break, which is what East really likes to do. Frank Williams especially, the starting point guard, loves to run and pass and shoot, going to the hoop.
All right, and what we saw West do was play some good defense. They did have a couple of turnovers, and they weren't as efficient at the foul line as they would like. Hearing Coach Murray a little bit after halftime, he was talking with one of the referees, and he mentioned that one of the rules that Noam was talking about when he was interviewing Coach Murray was not being enforced. Valori was off his bench a few times, and it was not given a technical, which is what he was supposed to be done by the referee, and he was wondering and questioning the referee as to why he wasn't being enforced in that manner. Rick, any thoughts on that rule?
I just think that since Valori wasn't yelling at the referees, that they didn't really pay attention to it.
All right, so as we enter the halftime show here, you can see that the crowd was packed, and the crowd was certainly playing a factor in the game today. Drew, do you think that the crowd was helping West at all, or?
Well, I think West needs more than the crowd at this point. It's a good encouragement. It's a lot of emotion, and could play a difference in a close game. But West is down 16 points now. Strike that 17 points, and needs more than the crowd at this point. East seems to be breaking out. They'll get a rebound and really just start to run. And West needs to do something to counter that, whether that's drop a guard off as soon as a shot goes up, or to switch into a man-to-man defense. I don't know. That's up to Coach Murray, but something needs to be done to stop East from breaking out. Nick has had 2 or 3 breakaway baskets. Tom has had a couple, and Frank Williams has been driving continuously. So that's getting points on the board and getting them quickly. If this rate continues, East will score 80 or better points, and West is not going to win the game that way. The 2 games that East has come close to losing, one they lost, one they won on a last-second jump shot by Nick Katsikas, they were scoring under 60 points. And if West wants to win, I think that that's something they have to do, is keep them under 60 points.
West is going to have to slow the tempo down, set up their plays, be patient on offense, and make sure they take the good shots.
Absolutely, absolutely. They got to keep them to 10 or 12 points in this quarter, and the same or even less in the fourth quarter, if they really hope to have a realistic chance at winning this game.
And if they're going to do that, they're going to have to get better rebounding. East was out-rebounding West by a lot in that first half, and that was giving them the chance to throw those outlet passes and get on the break, with Levy throwing a lot of really fine outlet passes.
Yes, yeah. To do a scoring summary here briefly for the first half, Brian Spell, that's his older brother, Andy, and Alan Brumball led the Lions with 8 points apiece. Royster in the backcourt came in with 4, and Krumanacher and Gayer each with 2. Gayer was forced to sit on the bench early with 3 fouls, and I think that that's hurt West. For East, Nick Katsikas leads the Cougars with 14 points, followed by his brother Tom with 12. Mark Levy in the center has added 6. And Ward and Prano each in the backcourt, Ward with 4 and Prano with 2, adding to the Cougars scoring. Very curiously, Frank Williams is absent. Frank Williams has 2 points, however, both from the free throw line. So Williams has not scored from the floor, something I'm sure he's not used to, and something that has not plagued him in the past, but seems to be having trouble here in the West Gym.
Yeah, East has been able to dominate inside, and I think that's been what's really been hurting West. How can West block out the East big men?
Well, I think, Michael, that it comes down to fundamental basketball and boxing out your man and denying the ball. I think Harvey Gayer was doing a nice job, but like I said, he was forced to the bench early with 3 fouls. Levy in the middle has got to be fronted. There's got to be a hand in his face and a hand in front of him to keep him from getting the ball. If he never gets the ball, he can't score. And if West can front him and keep him from getting the ball, then they can do an effective job of closing off the middle. On rebounds, they've just got to box out. The West forwards have got to box out their men and get position. Even if somebody 5'5" gets position on Mark Levy, he's got to come over the top, and that's a foul. So if they can get a decent position and box out, they can close up the middle and get some points back.
On the offensive end of it, though, West hasn't been able to get inside at all, or not, very little at all, and that's been hurting them as well. East has been able to box out men, and I think that's been the key to their defensive thrust thus far.
Another thing that might help West would be a zone defense where they pack it in tight, and that would at least give them a chance to get the rebounds. And if they could force the Katsikas into taking shots they didn't want, maybe they would have a better shot at getting the rebounds.
Yeah, very important. However, if you're playing a packed-in zone, it leaves Nick and Tom and Frank Williams to take that outside jumper with very little defense coming from the West ball players.
But right
and
now,
the way they've been hitting from the outside, it'll be very tough. It's an interesting point. That's why Coach Murray's getting paid and we're sitting up here.
But you can't stop them both. West hasn't been able to stop them either way in the first half, so they might as well try to stop the inside game and hope that the Katsikas get called from the outside.
Absolutely agreed. Something has got to be done, and it should be interesting to see how Coach Murray plans on handling this.
West has been forced to the perimeter in the first half, and as you see, they've only been able to score 24 points. If they were able to do the same thing to East, perhaps it would be a much smaller lead for East at this point. They did miss a great deal more outside shots than on the inside, where certainly the percentage is much higher. West has a long road ahead of them here. They've only got 16 minutes, and they have to score. They have to overcome a 17-point deficit at this point. It's something that is not likely if East is able to keep up their level of play, and West is not able to rise as much as they would need to overcome this deficit.
And we shouldn't expect Coach Valori from East to take out any of his starters until very late into the game, because it's early in the season and they need time to play together. And in other victories, they've been ahead by as much as 40 and 50 points, and he still hasn't taken them out because they need the experience together for later in the season when they go up against teams like Camden and Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, something I missed earlier. Dave York, playing the point for the most part for West, has not scored either. And I guess this says something for the point guards here. I failed to see that on my score sheet earlier, but it seems to be blaring at me now that York, somebody who's contributed to the West offense, does not have those 6 or 8 or 10 points that West needs as a constant contribution.
Yeah, but while he's out on the point, he's more responsible for getting the passes into other people to score.
All right, we're getting ready here to start the second half. West had just come out on the floor and didn't have much time to warm up. However, I don't think that that's going to play any major role. As we get ready to begin the second half here, we'll turn to Noam Yalon for the play-by-play.
For those of you who've been wondering where the slow motion replays are that we've been asking for and wondering about this beginning of this game, we are working on that technical difficulty and we apologize for it. We've even brought in an ex-graduate of our cable station here who is now in college. Troy Collins is down there working on this right now. We'll see if we can't have those replays for this upcoming half of the game. Sorry we weren't able to get an interview with Mr. Murray at halftime, but he apparently had quite a bit to discuss with his team at halftime as he just recently came up from the locker room and was therefore unable to give me an interview because there wasn't any time.
But being down by 17 points would lead a lot of coaches to say a lot to their team at halftime.
Certainly would, certainly would. Well, I hope for the sake of West and the spirit of West that whatever he said works. As conversely, I'm sure East does not.
Right.
All right, as we get ready for the third quarter of play, no jump ball might seem strange to you. It certainly seems strange to me. There are no more jump balls. Dave York ready to inbound for West. 41-24, East in the lead. 2 quarters yet to play. West has inbounded the ball. I'm sure they're going to try and keep it slow. They're not rushing anything. Down in the corner, York puts it up, misses. Great rebound. Spell in between 2 trees, comes up with it. Riley at the top. They're going to run a trap. Riley to Spell. Spell also having 2 players on it, puts it up. East running a trap, trying to trap whoever has the ball with Nick Katsikis gets it from Frank Williams into Mark Levy, who puts it up and in.
West can't give Levy those easy baskets like that. He's going to chew him up all night.
2 passes, no dribbles. Definitely a very easy for East that time up.
On that press, if West can move the ball quickly, they can beat it. Somebody's got to be open if 3 men are covering one. Spell there with a basket and foul.
That's only Levy's second foul, so he's not into foul trouble yet.
But just as you say, if they move the ball fast, here's the replay as we've got it working. Their Spell puts it up, definitely slapped him on the hand at Levy as the replay shows.
Good strong drive to the basket.
Levy expected him to go to the reverse layup, it looked like.
Spell on the foul line makes it a 3-point play, 64% free throw shooter. Williams brings the ball past the 10-second mark to Nick Katsikis in the corner. Thought about the shot, thought about it again and put it up, missed, got his own rebound, put it up and in.
Great follow-up there by Katsikis.
Great offensive boards for East the whole game thus far.
Here's a full court press, which West has beat.
Riley breaks right through everything, goes into the lane, off to Gayer, who was wide open, puts it up and in. That's the way it's got to be done. Somebody's got to drive the lane and pass off.
It's the second time in a row West beat East full court press without much difficulty to get an easy hoop.
Williams to Katsikis, cross-court pass. Tom thought about it, decided against it, went to Ramler. Williams with a perfect one from the outside. Boy, this East team's got outside shooters coming out of their ears. I'll bet the last man on the bench could hit a 20-footer. Great shot.
Williams' first field goal.
Tom Katsikis falls to the floor on that play. Spell from the outside with hands in his face. Levy was there, but not close enough as Spell puts it up and in.
Spell is on fire here. Keep giving him the ball.
Williams from the top as the battle of the point guards continues. Tom with the rebound, puts it up an air ball. They're going to have an offensive foul. Looks like they're...
That's on Nick Katsikis there. I think he's calling over the top.
Yeah, that's his second foul.
Over the top on Nick Katsikis, number 52. An air ball by Katsikis earlier in that possession, something you'll rarely see. York is going to run this particular play as East has got a different guard running each play as they deem necessary. Brumbaugh open as Tom tried something, loses the ball. That was Nick.
Great steal by Levy. Off to Tom.
Perfect.
That's his shot. He'll take that and make it all day.
Riley having a little trouble with the press, goes right to Brumbaugh in the middle. Brumbaugh with a move. They're going to call it on Nick Katsikis. I'd like to see a replay of that since I think we have it working, courtesy of Troy Collins and our director, Mr. Gordon Hampson. Here it comes. Not as good as I had hoped, but we're trying still. Timeout.
Yeah, you can see the bump there. Nick bumped Allen as he drove to the basket. I think that was East that called that timeout. That's Nick's third foul, so he's got to start watching himself.
(49-33). Cherry Hill East in the lead, 5:42 left in the third quarter. Here you get a look at the crowds. They're making a lot of noise this evening. You got Cherry Hill East cheerleaders on the court doing their thing. Definitely an exciting evening. This place is packed. There you see Mr. Don Murray and Cherry Hill West huddle.
And assistant coach Tom Longmore there. He's been coaching basketball here at West for a long time, coached soccer for a while. A good supporter of West sports.
All right, as the timeout comes to an end, we got 4 Cherry Hill East, you probably know, but I'll tell you anyhow. Nick and Tom Katsikis, Frank Williams, Mark Levy, and number 20, Ron Randler.
That's Prano.
Prano, I'm sorry, my fault.
West opens with York, Riley, Spell, Brumbaugh, and Gayer. Gayer again playing with 3 fouls.
West inbounding underneath. York gets it into Brumball.
Knocked away by Prano.
That's what Prano's in there for, to play good, tight defense and grab loose balls.
West inbound the ball once again. Brumball at the top of the key. He'll dribble a little bit. Takes the shot from the foul line. Gorgeous shot, gorgeous move. It's good to have a big man who can do a little dribbling up there too. East, Nick Katsikis on the right side. Into Levy, he can't miss that, but he does. East comes up with a rebound. Williams to Prano. Layup is good. West defense lacking there. 2 layups in 1 possession for East. York inbounding it from underneath the basket. Little trouble with the press. Spell comes up with it to Riley, who can't hold on to it. The pass was leading him and he wasn't running. Ball thrown out of bounds. East to inbound.
Brumball, as far as I have it, is perfect from the floor tonight.
It's West ball.
Yeah, I guess that was touched by an East player, although we didn't see it.
Tom Katsikis all alone. He's going up. He's got the layup.
That gives Tom 16 points on the night. And here's another fast
Williams to Tom. He's going to go up. He's going to slam. I don't understand. I keep waiting for the slam dunk, and these guys are just laying it in this evening. I guess they're going to take them any way they can get them. Andy Spell all the way down court, misses the layup.
Might have gotten hit on that
Nick
play.
throws it away. Dave York comes up with it. Valori, I think, is looking for a timeout as I see him standing with his hands
That's a technical.
up.
That's a technical on Valori.
Valori's out of his seat yelling. I thought he wanted a timeout. They're calling him on a technical foul. He must have been complaining to the referee.
He was complaining down here. Something that happened in the backcourt behind the play.
Valori is not allowed out of his seat. Let's get a shot of that.
He's still yelling. I think he's yelling at Williams, though.
Often you can't differentiate whether he's yelling at the refs or at his players. We got Spell on the free throw line.
I think he wanted a timeout. Excuse me, I think he wanted a timeout, and I don't think he cared how he got it. I think he was willing to take the technical.
Possible. He got 2. Spell just took a second one. I don't know who they called another technical on, because if it was on Valori, he'd be out of here.
I think it might have just been a 2-shot technical.
Never seen that before. We have a rule book here. We'll check it out. Spell with the ball. Goes off to Riley. To Brumball in the corner. York at the top. That's a in his face. What a block by Tom Katsikis. We'll have to check that one out later. Riley with the ball. West does retain it. Somebody's fallen. There's Spell from the corner. He'll put it up. Misses it. Brumball with the rebound. He'll go right back up. Perfect. West didn't give up on that play. Came up with a basket. Williams. Nick Katsikis. Williams from the top of the key. Perfect. On the line. They're going to give it to East.
Careless turnover by West. They can't afford those kind of plays. Well, they're down by 19 points, 57 to 38.
Absolutely. York, I think, stepped on the line there.
Inbounds play to one of the big men in there. Didn't see it myself, but tapped it up without a dribble and missed. Westwood now with the ball.
That was Tom Katsikis on the miss.
Thanks. Got a foul.
I think that's on Levy. I'm not sure, though.
That was on Prano, number 20, and he checks out, and that brings in number 32, senior Pete Volavsky. It's Volavsky's first action this evening.
I think Mr. Valori goes with a different fifth man each game, for at least the 3 or 4 games I've seen, because I've seen Volavsky start a game. Brumball in the middle.
Great move to the hoop.
Speaking on the fifth man, I think Valori's just trying to figure out who does the best job and trying to get quality minutes out of more than just one person.
Nick Katsikis off to his brother, fakes, puts it up, misses, rebound underneath. They're fighting for it. They're going to call a jump. Whose ball will it be? West seems excited. I don't know if that means they have it or not. Depends who had the jump last time. East will have the ball underneath. Aggressive play there. Would have liked to have seen a jump ball there. Katsikis from the corner. So it wasn't going to miss twice in a row. I don't know if anybody thought he would. Katsikas with a basket.
That gives him 20 points in this game. He scored a third of East points.
In the corner for Spell. Spell out to Riley at the top. Riley goes to the corner. Spell with it again. 2 men on him. York at the top all alone. Puts it up. Misses. There's the bucket for Brumbaugh. 8 for Brumbaugh. Nick Katsikas right around Gayer, puts it up, misses. Rebound, not by Levy. Gayer to Spell. Oh, he was clean block. Clean block, way not to foul. Williams taps it out of his hands as he's going up. Nice play there by Frank Williams.
Levy checks out, and in comes Eric Ward, number 34.
West inbounds. Gets it in. It's out of bounds again. Must have been off East player number 34.
That's Eric Ward.
Off of Eric Ward, and it'll be West ball. Spell misses. Gayer trying for the rebound. Pushed off with his arm. They're going to call him on it, I think.
No, I think they're just giving that ball to West.
I saw Harvey pushing off with his arm. I thought for sure they'd call the foul on that. He's getting a little upset. He's getting pushed around himself down there. Spell inbounds to Gayer. Gayer looks, finds York alone again, puts it up. York misses. Brumbaugh.
Great rebound.
Polavsky walks. That little bit of indecision really cost Polavsky on that play.
Wasn't sure whether he wanted to go for the fast break or slow it up, and did in between, which made him walk. York inbounds to Williams for Cherry Hill East, who throws up to Nick Katsikas, who will go up for the layup.
Nice move.
Great body control for a big man.
Alan Brumbaugh tried to block him, didn't. Spell all alone. No, 2 men catch up with him. Somebody's got a foul.
Double
dribble on Spell. Guess the 2 guys right up there on him. Had him a little worried, and he walked.
And timeout for West. Right now the score is 61-42, East over West, with 1:54 left in this third quarter.
This is Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station. Here
Right
comes a replay of that block, I believe, is what we're going to see.
No, it was the double dribble here. As you can see, he put the ball back on the floor after he had pulled up. You can give the credit for that to Frank Williams, who got back really quickly and stopped Spell from turning that into a layup. Forced him to pull up short. With nothing else to do, he put the ball back on the floor and
certainly
caused a
did
double
get back
dribble.
in a hurry. I had called it as him all alone, and all of a sudden I saw 2 red shirts standing around him. I
Yeah,
guess that's what he saw.
His speed is really a factor here.
61-42, for those of you just joining us, East Cherry Hill High School East in the lead over Cherry Hill High School West. 1:54 left in the third quarter. We are live here at Cherry Hill West. For those of you who have just joined us once again, this is a live basketball game. This is happening as you watch it. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you all were here for the first game. That's Coach Valori, as you're seeing on your screen right now, sitting there very unhappy about something, but he's not going to stand up and complain because he'll get a second technical. He's already gotten 1 this evening. As play resumes, East brings up the ball. Number 10.
It's Ron Rambler who checked in the game for Frank Williams.
Nick Katsikas puts it up and hits. West taking every second they're allowed to inbound it. Riley doing some good dribbling to try and get it, but he's got to be careful. Got to get it over that half-court mark in 10 seconds, as he does. York into Gayer, who can't hold it. East ball. Ramler from Belafsky bringing it up court into Nick Hill. Well, he thought about it, but he didn't want it. Decided to give it to Ramler, who puts it up and misses. Alan Brumbaugh for the rebound. Mark Levy not playing as much as he usually does this evening. Is that true, Rick?
Yeah, it is. But I think Coach Glory wanted a quicker lineup out there, so he's used Ward a lot this evening, along with Rambler.
Brumbaugh misses, but Gayer takes it from Katsikas, gets the rebound, puts it up and in. Nice play by Harvey Gayer. Katsikas had the rebound, Gayer took it, shot, missed, got his own rebound and put it up. Nice play. There's Tom Katsikas from out of this world, missed, rebound by Spell. Ahead to Gayer, who's alone. heard the footsteps and missed the layup. Both of the Katsikas brothers were just caught up in a hurry, and Dayer missed the layup.
That's what I was talking about earlier with you don't know who's going to be on your back, and it affects your shot.
Tom again from the same place I called out of this world last time, and he hits it. Nice shot.
Here's
York.
the press.
East press is ineffective even against West. I saw East press when they played against Willingboro and Southern, and I thought their problem with it was that it wasn't working because the other team was big, but I haven't seen it being terribly effective. Doesn't really matter because they're destroying West, but the press is not it as West scores.
That was Brumball with a strong move to the hoop.
As the quarter winds down, Rambler off to Katsikas.
Into Bolavsky, nice pass. They got a foul on somebody down there.
I think it was Riley. I think he's going to call that foul.
Why don't we run that replay?
Reaching in.
He's going to send Eric Ward to the line. Ward with 4 points on the night, coming off the bench for Coach Glory.
Not that it much matters here, but that's West's only their first foul in this quarter.
Bolavsky at the line. Misses.
It's Ward at the line, rather.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Makes the second one to increase their lead 65 to 56. 11 seconds left in the third quarter. Clock doesn't start, the ball's inbounded. They're not going to get it in 5. Just barely got it in. It must have been 4. They got a foul down there. They're going to call it on number 34, Ward. And
that's a strange foul to take with such little time left on the clock. That's a backcourt foul. I thought that would be a shooting foul, and it is.
They're hoping to get the last shot of the quarter and prevent West from bringing the ball up cleanly. And it's only Ward's first foul, so it doesn't really hurt him.
Yeah, a wasted foul. Brumball at the line. 1-1. He misses.
4 seconds left.
That's Tom Katsikas behind the back to Nick. Does not get the shot off in time. As we come to the end of the third quarter, East 66, West 46.
The last period, the third quarter that we just played, during halftime we had said that West would have to contain East to under 60 points. East had been averaging 20 points a quarter. In the third quarter, they just scored 25. So apparently, West's plan of action isn't working, and East is just running all over the court.
West, to win this game from the beginning, had to play the kind of game that Villanova played in the championship against Georgetown. They had to shoot with an incredible percentage and play great defense. It's just not happening. Now, if they can shape up, a 20-point deficit in one quarter is not insurmountable. Very difficult, but not insurmountable. I'm sure that's what Coach Murray is telling his team now.
No, it's not insurmountable, but the way East has been playing, they would have to have a complete breakdown of their entire team. It's very improbable.
I don't think Coach Flory would allow it, even if he had to go on the floor himself.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. East is just dominating, playing their game, running. The Katsikas brothers are really showing what they have. Levy in the middle has been very strong, coming down with rebounds and moving to the hoop. They're just making the baskets that they should be making and making their shots. They're playing their game, and it's taking West out of the game that they want to play.
And as we go to action in the fourth period, here's Tom and Casey for play-by-play.
All right, York brings the ball up. Over to Spell. Brumbar has it in the corner. Shot is up. Off the rim, rebound by East.
Brumball get off the ground there.
A missed pass there. Something happened.
Rambler was looking for Ward on the long pass, and it didn't work out that way.
Riley bringing the ball up. Directing traffic. Sends it off to...
That was Spell.
York into Gayer, back out to Riley, to York. Tip back to York by Brumball. Into the corner to Gayer, he'll shoot. And it's short.
Rambler bringing the ball up for East. Passes over to Williams. Shot is up off the hoop. Rebound by Tom Sikis. Shot is up again off the hoop. East is taking all these outside shots. West is not allowing them inside. And that's what West has to do.
If they can hit that outside shot.
Fall away jumper there by Williams. It's just an unblockable shot. If he can make that shot, he's going to put it in all day. That's Riley with the ball. Into York. He'll launch it.
And there's something that West cannot afford to do. They're taking the outside shots. And
Oh,
they're missing.
Williams. What a drive there by Williams. Fouled, and he still puts the basket in. I'm sorry.
That was a foul on, I'm not sure
Here's
who.
the replay. Here you see Williams going up for the shot, taking the foul, still gets the shot off.
And he's lying on his back as he sees it go through the hoop.
That's tremendous concentration there. To be able to throw the ball in as he's falling to the floor like that. Never took his eyes off the basket, and he converts the three-point play.
Williams completes the three-point play, and Riley brings the ball up for West.
That gives Williams 10 points on the night and he only scored 2 in the first half.
East defense is keeping West out at the perimeter, forcing them to take the outside shot.
That's Spell. He'll launch. Short. Gayer fighting for the rebound.
It's Rambler with the ball up to Williams. Williams moves inside. Shot is up, misses. Rambler rebound. West rebound.
That's Spell with the rebound there. Outlet to Gayer. He'll let Riley bring it up. Looks over to Spell. Thinks about it. Back to Riley.
Again,
Gayer,
they're taking the outside
Brumball.
shot. Spell puts it up. Around and out. That's
Nice
Brumball
rebound.
underneath. Puts it in.
Great rebound by Brumbaugh underneath. Save that one for the highlight film.
All right, there you go. Once West got inside, they were able to put the ball in very effectively.
Oh, behind the back dribble by Nick, puts it in, great play. Behind the back dribble, gets him open, gets the jumper, puts it up. Delay of game warning, I believe, otherwise they wouldn't have stopped play there after a basket.
It gives Nick Katsikas 22 points this evening.
That's Riley with the ball. He'll bring it over half. Inside to York. Back out to Riley. Over to Spell. Swings it down to the corner to Gayer. Gayer back out to the top to Riley. Down to this corner to York.
They had
He looks
Brumball
around.
inside for a
Out to
minute
Riley.
there.
Yeah, Brumball's posting up.
But East is playing aggressive defense and not letting them get to the ball to Brumball, and he's the only player who's effectively hurt him all night.
West slows up. Another thing West has to do is slow the tempo down.
York in this corner. Outside to Riley, top of the key. He'll come back to York. York back outside to Riley. York over here.
Nick Katsikas to bring the ball up over brother Tom. Shoots, no good. Good rebound by Eric Ward.
Tom brings it in. Misses the basket, the easy basket.
He was looking for a foul on that play.
And Riley brings the ball up to Spell.
Levy back in the game just now.
Levy and Prado both come back in, and
Royster in for West.
We have a replay here. You'll see the foul committed by... Who is that foul on?
I didn't catch that. Williams has also left the game, so that'll leave Ron Rambler, number 10, as point guard.
Regardless, Spell goes to the line. He'll shoot two. He misses the first.
Spell puts up number 2, and it's in. Rambler brings the ball up for East, sends it up court. Rambler has it back at the top. And there was a breakdown of West defense.
Levy was
got
wide
right
open.
inside, right under the basket.
And he even had 2 shots at it when he missed the first one.
That's Goldman into the game for West. He goes into Brumball, tries to force it to Gay, the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be East possession.
All right, so now we have East possession of the ball here. They lead at 75-49 with 3:27 left in the game. They've dominated most of this game, and they've taken the crowd out of it with this tremendous lead, this far to go. They can probably hold on to victory.
I mean, 2 Katsikas have left the game and gone to the bench, and
They're probably finished for the night. That foul there was on Gayer. That's his 4th.
number 14, Matt Knopf, and number
30, that's John Colonna came in.
All right, they're swinging around now inside, around the circle, looking to get it inside. They got it at the point. Now he's take that jumper if he wants it.
Nick and Tom each left the game with 20 points. A really nice showing.
Colonna pulls up, no good. Gare with the rebound, long pass to Royster.
Gene Royster wide open, going after that layup. Nice rebound. Turn
Goldman
around.
traveled in there, but it wasn't called. Nice rebound, though, for such a small guy to come out of that with the rebound.
All right, now East comes up. They swinging around, looking to get it inside. They put it inside, takes a shot, and he's fouled.
To give you an idea of how many seniors this East team has, all the players out there are seniors right now. And only 2 of them are starters.
As we see that on the replay.
Yeah, it's a quite obvious foul. That's Gayer's last. He's sent home for the night.
He was not the force that they needed him to be tonight for West. And we have number 54 at the line. 4 East now. Going for first shot, makes that.
Gayer fouled out with 6 points for West tonight. Just not the showing that they needed from him in the middle against Levy.
Levy was very impressive for East, as were all these players. And as you can see the score up there, 76-49 with 2:49 left in the game. We have a few more substitutions now.
Prano came back in the game.
And Ed Cobbs is in the game, number 24.
Prano and Levy are the only starters left in the game now.
That's Spell bring it up. Spell pull up and shoot, and he's got it.
Spell's done fairly well this evening. Held his position up rather well.
Those are his first 2 points of this quarter.
Cobbs pulls up, and it's good. Nice baseline jumper by Ed Cobbs.
Back up to Spell as he brings it up, looking for his teammates to set up.
He swings it out to Goldman. That pass back in is tipped away by Prano.
And again,
Prano and Levy, the only 2 starters left on the court at this point.
again, that's what Prano's job is. He's just to disrupt the offense.
That's
And-
Brumball. He dishes off. Spell from the baseline. He's got it.
West trying to make it close in these last 2 minutes as we have 2:03 left in the game. He's bringing up, they're putting on a defensive flurry here, and here comes Brumball taking it the length of the floor. Slows down, gets a layup. and
Very
it's
nice
good.
spin move.
Excellent length of the floor-to-floor, end-to-end dribble by Brumball there. And then another
Steal.
Out to Royster. Royster's got to save it back in. Nice save.
That's Atkins, who just checked into the game. He'll be over the back on Mark Levy. Bobby Atkins checked into the game. Interesting, this is his first year as a senior, his first year playing basketball. He was an all-state soccer player. And I guess to stay in shape, he chose to play basketball this year. So he's contributed not a lot for West, but has done his job. As you can see, he's a pretty big kid and a strong kid, so he can handle himself in there. If he's taught right, he could play some good ball.
All right, so now we have someone setting up for a free throw. Number 54 will set up for 2 free throws. And we have 78-55 with 1:37 left in the game.
Number 12, Dave Pischke is signed in for East. He comes in for Prano. Prano leaves the game with 5 points.
All right, now we have a Spell out to Royster. Royster for the layup. He's fouled. Royster fouled on that play. Nice pass by West, and if they could have executed this earlier in the game, they might have had a shot with some nice defense in the last few minutes, and it's been turning into offense, something they weren't able to do in the first 3 quarters.
But they're doing it against East's second team, and it's a little too late.
As Royster shoots his free throws, once again, Cable 18 would like to pick its MVPs of the game in Nick and Tom Katsikis. They've done it at both ends. Both left the game with 20 points here, and they are the dominating force here for East. So, once again, Cable 18's MVPs for the game, Nick and Tom Katsikis.
That's right, they've contributed over half of the scoring for East tonight. Now they have some full court pressure now by West. Taking it into the basket. They swing it around, looking for a man. We've got some full court pressure with 1:15 left in the game. A double team there. Looking inside, 30's wide open, but nice, well, it was almost a nice block, but we've got a foul.
Kelowna drew the foul with a good pump fake. The foul's on 52 Brumbaugh on that play.
Brumbaugh has done, played very well tonight for West. However, he wasn't able to overcome the Katsikis brothers tonight.
Along with Mark Levy, who did his best to shut down Brumbaugh.
And he did a very respectable job at that. Missing the first free throw there. Although it really doesn't mean much at this point. They're leading 78-56. There's really no way they can lose this game at this point. It's just cake time here. All right, Goldman brings it up for West. The point, swings it around to Royster. Royster loses it.
Those careless turnovers really hurt West in this game. If they could have controlled the ball, they would have been able to eat more time off the clock and slowed the East team down a little bit.
Yeah, East has been able to control the tempo, something that West would like to have done, or not able to do it.
Great pass there by Ed Cobbs to Mark Levy.
Goldman brings the ball up for West. To swing it over that's Royster. Drives, it's knocked away. East back the other way with a layup. The rebound for 2. Oh, that basket won't count. The original layup was fouled.
Ed Cobbs will go to the line. Cobbs is only a junior.
With the Katsikis brothers leaving, though, after this year, East team will be considerably reduced in strength for next year's season. Don't you think so?
Yes, and they not only lose those Katsikis twins, but they lose their other 3 starters as well. That'll be Mark Levy, Frank Williams, and Prano.
Yeah, next year will be a rebuilding year for East, as well as West, as senior Alan Brumbaugh will be lost. He comes out with a nice hand.
All right, with 35 seconds left, we've got the score 83-56. East, of course, in the lead. And Goldman will bring it up for West to Royster. Royster in possession now, dribbles it up the court. He looks for someone inside, back out to Goldman. At the Spell. Spell takes that jumper, and he misses it off the rim.
Al Brumbaugh left the game with 21 points. That ties his season high. Which he got in West's second game of the season against Eastern.
So Brumbaugh certainly did his part this evening. There's Royster. He was fouled on the play. 16 seconds left to go in this game. It's been a very enjoyable game, fast-paced. Both teams played well, but East was able to capitalize using the power of the Katsikis brothers and Levy inside to take a quick lead in the first half, 17 points. And they never looked back after that, and were able to come out with the victory today.
Yeah, please stay tuned afterwards. We're hoping to get interviews with the MVPs that we've chosen, Nick and Tom Katsikis, as well as maybe Coach Valori or Coach Murray. So please stay tuned. That's Spell who checked out.
Spell got a nice hand for that. He's had a pretty interesting evening. Drew, how'd Spell perform tonight?
Spell finished with 20 points. Again, an admirable performance.
All right, with 12 seconds left, it'll be West ball. Goldman back out to Royster. Royster will take it up. Looks inside, loses the ball. And East.
Knopf going up, off to Cobbs. He misses.
And that'll be it, no basket.
And that's the game. And the final score of this game, 83 for East, 57 for West. East coming off with an impressive victory. They improved their record. West goes down, but they played an excellent game. They weren't able to execute their defense or offense as well as they would have liked. East was able to get inside and use their power and big man to overpower the West team.
Absolutely. East is definitely the stronger of the two teams here and has proven it tonight.
And a scoring summary leaves the two Katsikas scored 20 points apiece, and Frank Williams added 10 points, scoring 8 of those in the second half, along with Mark Levue, who added lots of rebounds and 13 points on the evening. Good night for Levy, who played almost all the game and was the last starter to leave.
We hope you've enjoyed this game, and for those West students out there is a dance that started just a few minutes ago in the West cafeteria. Of course, it's traditional play, so if you'd like to come out and greet some basketball players, I'm sure will be there, and many of this crowd is now heading over to that dance, so if you'd like to come on over for that, please feel free to do so. We urge you to do so. Getting back to the game, the first quarter, East showed that they would be able to dominate, and then after the first half, West looked at a 17-point deficit. They had to come out, and as you mentioned, Drew, third quarter, they would really have to hold East back. But they weren't really able to do so, and they ended up with being behind by 17 points at the end of the third as well. Then, once going into the fourth quarter, they really could not overcome that deficit, and they lost by the final score of 83 to 57. Brumbaugh did play well, and now we've got Noah Milone down on the court with an interview.
And Tom Katsikas. Without seeing your numbers, I don't know who's who. Tom, the shot was going from all over the place tonight. What were you doing differently from what you were doing the other night against Southern, and what do you think the team was doing as a whole to enable you to win?
I just felt more relaxed in the game. It was like, I don't know, I wanted to win this game because we have a friend who might not make it, and named Tom Hinkle, who was shot recently, and I just wanted to play for him, and that's why we had these blue tags on today. I was really up for the game a lot.
Excuse us. Nick, also a very good game inside, and with rebounding. What do you think that you did? I mean, were you also inspired by the same thing to play as well as you did?
Southern was a much more developed team. West is a good team, but you know, I'm going to look a little more better because since we're we're higher ranked. But overall, it's no different. You know, just more skilled, more athletes, better than higher jumpers. Southern could play. Southern could jump. So I guess that was it, man.
What are your plans for the future, one at a time, for college?
I haven't decided yet. Wait till schools come in during the course of the season. So.
Nick undecided, Tom?
Temple, I already signed.
Tom signed for Temple. All right, congratulations on great games. MVPs of the game, great game. Thanks, back up to you guys upstairs.
I'm not sure which one of them it was, Nick or Tom pointed out. Southern was a much stronger opponent for East, and it showed here. And West needs time to rebuild, and this team was just much too strong for West to handle.
Why don't we go over West's record now? What is West's record at this point in time?
Well, this was West's first loss. They dropped to 3-1, and East advances to 4-1. Their only loss coming to Southern.
So both these teams right now having a strong early season. East was able to come up more for this game. As they mentioned, they had special reasons for doing so as well, in addition to the traditional rivalry. And they were able to play the stronger offense and able to keep West out on the defense. West not being able to get inside. And because of that, East was able to come off with an impressive victory of 83 to 57. We hope you've enjoyed this game. For Tom Casey, Rick Manetti, Drew Malatsky, and Noah Milone, this is Michael Ayrton signing off for Channel 18.
Good night.